Another daily roundup of Russian Telegram chatter. Read the disclaimer below, please. Your like and subscribe is appreciated, it helps with increasing the reach of the channel. On Telegram today, Court of Arbitration for Sport strips Russia of first place at Sochi Olympics. On Monday, September 9th, Russia was finally deprived of the main sporting triumph in its history. This happened after the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, rejected the appeals of two Russian biathletes, Svetlana Sleptsova and Evgeny Ustayugov, who had previously been disqualified for violating anti-doping regulations. This means, among other things, that the Russian team has parted with the gold medal it won in the men's biathlon relay at the 2014 Sochi Olympics with the help of Ustayugov. It was this gold, despite a number of losses already suffered related to doping charges, that allowed the Olympic hosts to hold on to first place in the medal count. Now the Norwegians have taken the lead. Everything going to plan. This will be a lesson in tragedy for decades to come. It is being written in real time in our lives. Almost a third of Russians have given up having children in recent years due to the SVO, the political situation and poverty. About a third of Russians, 30.6%, decided to postpone the planned birth of a child or refuse it altogether because of the special operation, dissatisfaction with the political course of the Russian leadership, financial problems and emotional stress. According to Rosstat, in June of this year the number of newborns fell by 6%, to 98.6 thousand. This is the worst result in the entire history of modern Russia. Such a low birth rate was not observed even in the 90s. Tajikistan. The Embassy of Tajikistan in Moscow recommended that citizens of the republic refrain from traveling to Russia due to increased border controls. Keep the gold from Russia flowing to Switzerland though, brothers, we need the revenue. In the new academic year, schoolchildren have already been told about fakes, about officials in the news and advised to read only propaganda in state media. In the first lesson of the new school year, Conversations About Important Things, students in Russian schools were taught how to analyze media news and recognize fake quotes from official documents and speeches by officials. In particular, schoolchildren in grades 5 to 11 were shown a video by TV presenter Alexander Pushnoy, who recommended that when checking the veracity of news, one should clarify information about the author's experience and fame, the date of publication of the materials, the coverage, and the registration information of the media outlet. During the lesson, senior school teachers were to ask students to give their own examples of fakes or to present students with 2 to 3 such examples of a neutral theme. Teachers were to introduce students to the TASS publication as the main state information agency of the country, a source of reliable information about Russia and the world. Lesson scenario. That main bastard a beefeater_fella wrote a TripAdvisor review. For TASS here, do not share this, it is CIA sponsored. Meanwhile, the coronavirus continues to take hold in Russia. During the week from September 2nd to 8, the incidence rate soared by 17%, and the number of hospitalizations by 7%. 5,769 new cases of infection were detected in Moscow. Has this content been useful to you? Would you like to see more research and translation content from Beefeater Fella? If you do, and you want to stay up to date with my work, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel now. It takes just a few seconds and it's free. This is really important. Your support and recommendations can make a big difference to the channel. In Kursk, a propaganda banner calling for contract service depicts a Ukrainian soldier holding a child instead of a Russian soldier. Following the scandal, Kursk Mayor Igor Kutsak reprimanded the head of the Architecture and Urban Development Committee for gross negligence in creating and placing the banner. The truth has ways of punching Kremlin propaganda on the nose at the best of times. Until the Ukrainian armed forces are thrown out of Russian territory, Moscow will not conduct any negotiations with Kiev, Shoigu said. We do not have the plan or means to expel Ukraine from Kursk, perhaps it is lost forever. We await the supreme commander and bunker-based leader to inspire us with more words and projections. Interest rates on loans in the Russian Federation will increase to 30%, and on mortgages to 14% after the central bank meeting on the key rate. This forecast was given by Presidential Academy expert Vyacheslav Mishchenko. VTB raised rates on long-term deposits to 20% without waiting for the central bank's decision on the key rate. The bank also increased the base rate on 3- and 6-month deposits for current clients by 1.9 to 2.5 percentage points. VTB predicts that on September 13, the Bank of Russia will either leave the key rate at 18% or raise it. The website builder Wix will disable all Russian accounts and sites on September 12, the internet platform notified its Russian users about this. This decision is related to new legislative requirements. Last week, Notion also announced that it would stop working with users from Russia. Yesterday, Google stopped linking Russian numbers to accounts, and in August, it disabled the BigQuery cloud service for Russian users. The rate of recruitment of contract soldiers into the Russian army in 2024 has increased sixfold compared to 2023, according to federal budget expenditure data. In the first 6 months of 2024, 166.2 thousand people signed contracts with the Ministry of Defense, while in the same period in 2023, only 26.7 thousand. However, these data may not reflect the exact number of new contract soldiers due to delays in payments, when some people are included in the statistics for the next quarter. In 2024, Russian authorities significantly increased payments for signing a contract with the army. The average regional payment has quadrupled since the beginning of the year and, together with the federal part, reached 1 million rubles. After Vladimir Putin increased the one-time payment for signing a contract to 400,000 rubles at the end of July, 47 regions of Russia also raised their payments. In some regions, including Moscow, St. Petersburg and Karachay-Cherkessia, new contract soldiers can receive up to 2 million rubles. The chat is unverified. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and DYOR. I monitor and translate Vatnik channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to. Has this content been useful to you? Would you like to see more research and translation content from Beefeater Fella? If you do, and you want to stay up to date with my work, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel now. It takes just a few seconds and it's free. This is really important. Your support and recommendations can make a big difference to the channel. To those who have supported me on Patreon or buy me a coffee, you are simply awesome.